Hello everyone, and welcome to my end of September backyard garden tour. I'm actually filming this video late in the afternoon because I just love the way the sun is setting behind my house, and it's making my Gaura look like it's on fire. It's all lit up. Isn't that just beautiful? Look at those beautiful flowers in my Gaura. I think it's just so striking. So I figured I'd turn my camera on now and give you a backyard garden tour and show you all the new changes that are taking place. I'm so happy to tell you that my old cat Tommy is doing much better. He's actually starting to eat now, and there is his sister Cookie resting in the corner. I guess during the California heat wave, these cats stopped eating, they stopped grooming, and they were not happy. But Tommy is doing much better, and Cookie, she didn't get as bad as Tommy, but she's doing a lot better now too. This is Tommy's favorite place to hang out. He just loves this little bench back here in my backyard. But doesn't he look a lot better? His face is starting to fill out again, and yeah, I think he is. I was worried there for a while. I really thought I was going to lose him. I tried feeding him tuna fish and all kinds of wonderful food, but he didn't want to have anything to do with it. Now that the weather's cooled down, he's eating regularly, and I even saw him climbing a tree yesterday. So Tommy's back. To be honest with you, I didn't do so good in the heat wave either. I'm 61 years old now, and I can honestly tell you I used to love the heat when I was a young girl, even a teenager, but as an adult, no, I am actually ready to move. Let's just say summer is over and now it's fall. Look at my passion flower vine. It's actually blooming. And this morning, one of the fruits fell on the ground and I was going to give it to the chickens. So then I opened up the fruit for them so they could get to the seeds, and it was so delicious. I ended up eating it myself. It's probably one of the best fruits I've ever had. All I can say is God is so amazing to create something that tastes so good on our human palate. Oh, that passion fruit. Definitely it was worth the wait. My vintage bathtub is really filling up nicely. I have marigolds in there, some lantana, a purple and a lavender, and then I have a citrus blend lantana in the center, and then one of those tropical milkweeds. And the pollinators absolutely love it. This thing just doesn't stop. Now, I know a lot of people say it's not good to grow tropical milkweed, that we should only grow native milkweed, but I mean, tell the pollinators that. They're very happy with it, and so I grow it. It does good in my garden, and it's keeping the bees and butterflies happy. Look at how beautiful my marigolds are. I actually only planted all this stuff in the vintage bathtub to fill it out while my lantana grows. Eventually the lantana is going to take over. So all the extra stuff is just to fill it out until that happens. But I couldn't be more pleased. And this is a Supertunia Vista, a proven winners, Supertunia Vista bubblegum. And I don't know, it didn't do all that great this year. Maybe now that the weather's starting to cool off, it'll start to flesh out again. That's what I'm hoping for. My bougainvillea is doing so amazing. This is the second season, and it's really starting to fill out. I'm hoping that it'll climb all the way up that trellis, which it will. I've already had to limb it up and prune it back some down there. And as you can see, I started some seeds, some broccoli, and some beets. They actually came up a few weeks ago, but it was too hot for them, so I replanted those. Okay, let's go to the back of my garden. I think this is the last of my zinnias. They're definitely getting a lot of powdery mildew, but I'm not ready to say goodbye to them just yet. I recently took out my pineapple sage and replaced it with a rose. Oh, look at those beautiful marigolds. Those flowers are so massive, they look like tennis balls. And for some reason, my Shasta daisies are coming back. And verbena, I cut that all the way back, and this is the third time this is growing. Do you think I'll get another round of flowers before winter hits? I sure hope so. This is where I had a whole bunch of zinnias, but they got powdery mildew, so I cut them down and I replaced them with marigolds. And of course, vinca is always faithful in my garden. I couldn't be more pleased. And this is my propagation station where I like to grow succulents and cactuses. Okay, well, here is something new in my garden. If you haven't been watching my videos, I recently added a water fountain. So I'm going to call this my secret fountain garden. And the reason why I'm naming it my secret fountain garden is because you cannot see this corner when you walk into my yard. You can only hear water, but you cannot see this. You have to literally walk all the way to my back garden in order to see this. Look at this sedum autumn joy. It is flopping a little bit, but oh my goodness, are these flowers not beautiful? Absolutely stunning. And look at how beautiful they get. They get this beautiful dark pink. So pretty, and all day long the pollinators are all over this. It's just covered with pollinators. And another look at my beautiful Gaura. I cut this all the way back to the ground, and look at how beautiful it is. It must have really loved this heat, because honestly, it's never looked this beautiful. I think it's so whimsical and delicate. I highly recommend Gaura. See, this is why I call it my secret fountain garden, because you can't see it. We can hear the water until you come over here. There it is. So let me show you my secret fountain garden. This is not a concrete fountain. This is made out of resin. It's like a very strong plastic. It's very lightweight, and I love it because it was so easy for me to set up all by myself. If it was concrete, I could not have carried this out here. And I decorated it with some black pots behind it. And inside the pots we have some ferns and coleus, Mahonia Stoff Caress in the center with some creeping Jenny. And down below we have some beautiful heucheras. And climbing up the trellis, I have some morning glory and scarlet runner bean. They're kind of intertwined and mixed in. I just figured whichever one makes flowers, they can just kind of do their thing and be intertwined. I'm perfectly okay with that. See, and that's where the solar panel is, right up on top of the brick wall. And you can't even see the cord. It goes behind the door and underneath the dirt. But I'm super happy with this fountain. I had a vision. You know, like when you have a vision in your garden and you know what you want it to look like? I could not be more pleased. I executed this little vision I had. And that's my dynamite red crepe myrtle tree. I pruned it way back this year because it got heavy and it was starting to flop. And this crepe myrtle tree right here is a Natchez white. It's actually an improved variety. Normally the flowers on white crepe myrtle trees don't fall off and then it looks very dirty. This is a new improved white Natchez. And let me tell you, this has been flowering all summer long. It doesn't stop. And then when the flowers are done, they just fall like snow. So I'm really happy with this. I love my little secret fountain garden. And underneath my white Natchez, new improved crepe myrtle tree, I have some lily turf and it's blooming, and some agapanthus on each side. That's not blooming right now, but the lily turf sure is pretty. I did add a couple little decorations to my patio. Look at Abby. She's just conked out. Hi, Abby. Okay, so I added some old license plates to my fence and a couple signs that my neighbor Karen got me. The earth laughs in flowers. A peaceful garden is a work of heart. I love that. And this one says, welcome to the Garden of Whedon. Just a few more little fun things to make this my little happy place. But I love these old license plates. These are authentic. Definitely a collector's item. I just thought they would look really cute back here in my little happy place. 1936, isn't that crazy? So in my strawberry pot, I planted some fennel. And my vinca, they're being faithful, they're holding on. My marigolds, my angelonia, and look at another sweet potato vine. I just love that vibrant chartreuse green. Look at the way the light shines through that. It's so beautiful. Oh, look at Tommy. Doesn't he just look so happy? I am so happy that he's doing so well. He's just so relaxed and comfortable and acting like he owns the place. Hi, Tommy. Oh, you're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. But look over here. I'm growing vegetables. Now that it's cooled down a little bit, you know, just because summer's over doesn't mean our gardens are over. These vegetables love this cooler weather. We have spinach and some broccolini, some cauliflower. And the reason why I put those little stepping stones in there is because the cats like to use my vegetable box as a litter box. So that kind of prevents them. And I just think it kind of looks cute. It's a cute way to detour the cats from making themselves at home here. So yeah, I just already harvested a bunch of spinach for my breakfast. And then the more I pick it, the more it grows back. It's awesome. My vinca in these pots are still holding on. Some creeping Jenny in that old antique kettle. Look at all the beautiful vinca here. It just really spread out. And this canna lily, oh my goodness, this thing's getting huge. This is the perfect place for it because cannas, they love moisture, and this is where I usually set my hose down, so it's always getting an abundant supply of water. And my little cottage garden, that chrysanthemum is about to explode, and behind that there's a dahlia. But let me show you my narrow space vegetable garden. In the front there is an eggplant. Look at all those beautiful flowers. I admit I'm really not a fan of eggplant, but I think it's just so pretty. I think it's a lovely plant to grow. Aren't those just so pretty? Let me show you the rest. And we have some peppers. My tomatoes, this is the last one. I think it's kind of done. I'm just holding on to that. I have some okra. This is my second round of okra. I just planted this a while ago. and some celery. Did you know that if you cut the heel of a celery off and stick it in the dirt, you'll grow celery? Yep. You see my tomato, it's gone. And my cucumber, I figured if I take the tomatoes away next to it, maybe it'll get more sun. It's definitely growing, but it doesn't look like it's thriving, although I have gotten a few cucumbers, but I'm not impressed with that this year. And look at my little lunchbox orange pepper. And I am trying to grow another squash. I think it might be late in the season, but we'll see what happens. That's a yellow crookneck squash. And more peppers and another okra. And back there is just where I do my composting. Not very pretty to look at, although I love homemade compost. And there's my chickens, just scratching around, and this is where I put all my grass clippings after I mow the lawn, and just put different stuff in here. They like it. So yeah, summer's over, but my narrow space vegetable garden has a lot of new things that are growing. I expect to get another harvest of the cooler season vegetables. Oh, a couple little tomatoes. And my cordy line is doing really good. I wasn't sure if this spot was going to be too sunny for it, but it's definitely growing. I love that. I think it's just so pretty and adds so much texture to the garden. And I decided that I think I'm going to paint that chair a light pink. That's what I'm leaning toward. Either that or yellow. We'll see. I don't know. I just keep changing my mind. So I thank God every day for blessing me with this cooler fall weather. I'm so much more comfortable, and I can tell my animals are so much more comfortable as well. It was hard on the cats and the chickens and me. So thank goodness it's fall. You guys are happy, aren't ya? Little Abby and Tommy. Well, this was fun doing a garden tour in the late afternoon. And another look at my little happy place. What you doing, Abby? What you doing over there? Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a beautiful fall day in your garden too. Bye-bye.